crowded single Leia symbols vision screening test at 5 feet includes a light stand, occluder glasses, a light meter, 1 lap card with 4 crowded shapes, 4 single shape identification cards, 1 baseline booklet, 2 disc wheels, a 5-foot rope, masking tape, and screening forms. Place the light stand on a short, sturdy table or chair so the middle of the stand is at about eye level for most children. Use the 5-foot rope and masking tape to mark a line where a child will stand. Turn the lamp on and place the light meter in the middle of the stand with the sensor facing where the child would be standing. The number on the light meter should be above 297 lux. If you do not get a reading of 297 lux or higher, try holding the meter perpendicular to the light stand. Make sure you have the correct screening form and disc wheel for the age of the child to be tested. If a child wears glasses, he or she should wear them during testing. Position the child at the 5-foot marker. We recommend putting a box in front of the child's feet, which can help prevent the child from moving forward and can serve as a table for the lap card. Pre-train the child using both eyes to practice identifying the symbols to find out if the child is able to perform the test. Hold the single symbols about 3 feet from the child, present a symbol, and ask the child to name or point to the matching symbol on the lap card. If the child uses the lap card to identify the symbols, tell him or her to touch the symbol. If the child cannot match or name the symbols, mark unable on the screening form. To test the right eye, use the occluder glasses, patches, or an adult's hand to cover the left eye. Pick up the baseline booklet as well as the disc wheel that corresponds to the child's age. Place the baseline booklet on the stand. Have the child name or match the symbol. If the child incorrectly identifies the symbol, put an X on the symbol on the screening form. If the child gets 2 or more wrong on a single line on the screening form, stop testing. If the child correctly identifies all the symbols or misses only 1 for the right eye, continue testing the right eye as follows. Pick up the right eye disc wheel for that child's age. Begin testing at position R1. After the child gives his or her response, rotate the wheel clockwise. Mark on the screening form whenever the child gets a symbol wrong. Continue testing with each successive symbol until a child gets 2 symbols wrong on a line of symbols on the screening form, or completes testing on all symbols. If the test is interrupted, place a capital letter I on the first symbol not presented to the child. If the interruption was on the right eye and the left eye was not tested, also place an I over the symbol numbered 4L1 or 3L1 as appropriate. Repeat the process on the left eye by covering the right and using the appropriate cards and glasses. Do not dismiss the child until his or her paperwork has been completed. Clean the lap card with an antibacterial wipe as needed and wipe the earpieces and nose area of the occluder glasses with a tissue after each use. If a child is unable to complete the Leia test, the child should be referred for an eye exam. If your school has a retesting policy, please follow those guidelines. The Random.E test includes blank and raised E test cards, a model card, 2 pairs of polarized glasses, 1 for a child, 1 for an adult. Use the same 5-foot mark on the floor that was used for the crowded Leia test. Show the child the raised E shape on the model card. Tell the child that the E shape is popping off the card and ask the child to point to or trace it. This will allow you to be sure that the child can identify the E shape. Next, put the polarized glasses on the child. Let the child use both eyes to look at the blank and raised E cards at 20 inches. Be sure that the raised E card is presented so that the word raised is above the E on the back of the card. Hold the cards tilted slightly inward and upward to get adequate light reflection. Tell the child to point to the card that contains the E. Repeat this process 4 times or until you are sure that the child understands the task. Then move on to the testing session. Move the child to the 5-foot marker. Let the child use both eyes with the polarized glasses on to look at the blank and raised E cards. Hold the cards on either side of the head or above and below so that the child's pointing can be correctly interpreted. If the child fails to point to the card that contains the E shape, encourage the child to look carefully at both cards again. Present the cards 4 times at the correct testing distance. In order to pass the screening, the child must identify the correct card 4 times in a row. If a child fails to get 4 in a row, you can restart the test up to 2 times to see if the child can choose correctly 4 times in a row. No more than 3 attempts should be allowed. Use the random.e screening form to record the results.